The third T20I when India take on Australia at the Hobart. DK, any changes you feel? We spoke about the conditions. Clearly, Zach is saying it's a more batter-friendly condition. So again, that Arshdeep question, do you see him coming in or they stick with the same unit and not move things around?
I think they'll stick with the same 11. I don't see them changing. More so the fact that Harshit Rana has batted well will validate that decision even further. And if you look at this team that they have depth in bowling and there's the wrist spinners that they back. And you almost feel if the pitch is very flat, India back their spinners more than their pacers. So they might end up playing the same 11.
And of course, unless Akshar is not entirely fit, do you see Washington Sundar coming in for Akshar?
Maybe a forced change might open up that discussion, and then whether Arshdeep comes in that place is something which we have to wait and watch. Again, the emphasis has been generally on having someone who can contribute with the bat. Then maybe Washington will get that nod. It should be a purely condition-based call, I feel.
Correct.
If the conditions are in favor of batting, which it will be most likely, then I don't see any changes. Even if the temptation is there on the hindsight in this game, maybe they should have been proactive in terms of reading the conditions. But the next game shouldn't be a knee-jerk reaction to what's happened in today's game. So even if there is a temptation of bringing in Arshdeep, if the conditions are in favor of batting and it's look like a flat deck, then maybe going in with a similar combination will be fruitful is what my guess is.
DK, Zach, with the Indian combination, who's going to play, not play, there's so much discussion around it the last couple of years because there's been so much movement in that 11, even in that batting order. Shivam Dube wasn't gotten to bowl today, especially it's a low-scoring game. But do you see Rinku coming in instead of Shivam at all?
No. I think the producer is badgering you, asking, "Pucho, Shivam Dube khel rahe ki nahi?"
No. I just feel that you've been speaking about batting depth. You're playing Shivam also because he gives you those 2 overs with the ball.
Today's game is an anomaly, Sammy. It's not too often that you 40 for 4 and 125 all out. In a normal game, you set up for a 180, 170, these kind of games. Shivam Dube has a role to play with the ball. If suddenly there's a few good overs, they'll come in to break that whole rhythm of spin. And with the bat, they'll probably use him when Matthew Kuhneman is bowling. Today, they kept bowling Mitchell Owen, Marcus Stoinis. They had one more pacer. They would have bowled that also. It wasn't there. So today is not the game for them to choose 11 based on what happened today. As Zach said, let bygones be bygones. They'll see the pitch. If it's suppose a green pitch, then I'll say definitely Arshdeep Singh. It makes sense to bring in Arshdeep Singh for one of the wrist spinners. Or, one of the wrist spinners. But other than that, if it's a good flat pitch, you can be rest assured it'll be the same 11. Shivam Dube has just bowled the best spell last game against Pakistan in the Asia Cup final. So he definitely has a role to play. And I believe you need to back players. Today is a kind of game where you just say, it's okay, done, let's go sleep over it. We ended up getting 6 wickets, which is good. But let's go on to Hobart and then let's do... I'd play the same 11. I'd expect Gambhir also to almost play the same 11.
Well, Zach, for Australia, it can't be the same 11 because there is no Hazelwood. India playing 11. They have to have that forced change. Like DK was saying, England's going to be very worried with the way Hazelwood has been playing and he goes and practices for the Ashes now. So what changes do you see and also Maxwell is available?
Yes, there are a lot of terms and conditions there when you're looking at that Australia squad. So you have to really pay attention to that. Maybe, Sean Hobart is someone who will get an opportunity in place of Josh Hazelwood. I know it's only for one T20, but he's been part of the squad and that's generally been the thought process from Australia's side. We've seen in the ODI as well. Ellis and Bartlett were just shifting their spots in the playing 11. So maybe that kind of a thought process. Glenn Maxwell, yes, he will definitely be there, a part of the playing 11 in place of maybe Matthew Short. Had an opportunity today, couldn't really make use of that. But Glenn Maxwell, as he's available from the third T20, I think that should be a straight swap.
DK, for you feel Maxwell comes in for Short and maybe Beardman comes in. He's also a right arm quick.
I'd be surprised if Mali Beardman comes in. He's an under-19 player who's done really well for them. He got fast-tracked into BBL, bowled quite nicely there. Now, Ben Dwarshuis and Sean Abbott have been there for long.
Yes.
It's about what is the spot that they're looking to fill. Dwarshuis does more of a job up front with the new ball, swings the left arm pacer, swings the ball back in. Sean Abbott, somebody who's got experience, can bat a bit as well. You would think that Sean Abbott would play because like for like almost, he bowls a bit with the new ball, gives you something with the bat, and most importantly is has been around for a longer period of time. But unless they're looking for variation in Dwarshuis, I would like to think that Sean Abbott would be in. I'd be very surprised if Beardman, because he's inexperienced. They brought him in the squad for him to, I think, just get him used to what it means to be wearing the Australian colours, hanging around the team, and if everything goes well, probably the back end of the series for sure. But at this point of time, I think one of these two, Dwarshuis or Sean Abbott, but definitely Maxwell for short would be a change.
So your players to watch out for then, Zach, DK, one from each team.
Well, I think Travis Head for Australia. He's even though there was enough in the pitch, he set that tone nicely. So Australia would want him to continue with that. For Indian team, I think Abhishek Sharma, the kind of form he is in, one would want to see him continue with this kind of dominance.
DK for you.
I'd say Tilak Verma. He's a class player, so I expect him to do well in Hobart. And with Australia, I would love to see someone like Mitchell Owen get going. I think he's got some great hitting skills. It's very exciting to watch.